Well, good morning, Vietnam. Yep. Well, I'm going to tell you about how my journey started and then the first week and give you a couple pointers on what to expect. First thing is, when you fly, it creates jet lag, which is like fatigue. You just seem wore out for the. It took me a long time. I had 13-hour flight, 13-hour time zone change. So yeah, I was on a plane for 22 hours plus transfers. So I was pretty had the jet lag pretty bad. So I didn't do much for the first week I was in Saigon. I just tried to sleep and feel better. I didn't feel too good. When I got off and another thing, when you get off the plane, just if you've got an American phone, be aware that the SIM card might not fit. So I wasn't able, I had two devices. I had a older phone, about 4-year-old phone, and a tablet, and neither one of them could take the SIM card. So and I've got an iPhone. It was supposed to be international. So when I got off, I had no cell service. I couldn't get a hold of a Grab. Everybody said take a Grab taxi, but I whizzed right through the airport security because I'm on disability, so they gave me a wheelchair ride most of the time in the airport. Made it nice and easy, buzzed me right on through without having to pay that big $55, $60 fast track. I just went, I only had two people in line in front of me at customs. They just stamped me right on through. The guy called me over to the fast track lane, actually, because there's nobody there, and on through I went. But boy, it is a madhouse when you get out of the airport. You got everybody you got a whole bunch of guys trying to grab your bag and just put you in a taxi. And I was having to tell them, no, leave me alone. I'm fine. I was going to try and find a taxi. Finally, I just gave up, and I ended up paying $25 for a taxi ride that should have cost me like $5. But that's all right. If you don't got a SIM card and you can't get it, well, then you're just tough out of luck. And it just so happened the next day while I was checking my phone, I found out that I didn't have my roaming on. If I'd had the roaming on, I probably could have got the internet and got the Grab taxi, which I downloaded Grab before I left the U.S. so that I would have it. But, oh well, it just cost me a couple dollars. But in the taxi just took me to they call it Walking Street, and a lot of people call it Party Street because it's playing wild. It was the night of the Tet, the New Year, and there was fireworks and everybody was celebrating, and it was shoulder to shoulder. The taxi couldn't even get into the area that not the hostel I was staying at, so he dropped me off near it, and I walked around the block like twice trying to find the place, couldn't find it, and it was shoulder to shoulder. Finally I found a little convenience store and a Family Mart, and went in there, and they let me use their Wi-Fi, and I got the Wi-Fi and then got the GPS coordinates and used Google and found the place finally. So I managed to get to the hostel, and I went out into the street a couple times, but it was just crazy. It wasn't for me. I call it Crazy Street because everybody's playing loud music, and they got like live bands that are right outside the bar, and they're playing loud music like right across the street at the other bar. So you got all these different musics and everything all at once. It's just overwhelming for me. And everybody's just running around getting drunk, and I don't drink, so Party Street wasn't the scene for me. I wasn't in the mood to be partying anyways, since I had severe jet lag. So I stayed at that hostel for just 2 nights that I had booked. But then I had booked a guest house, the Thran guest house. It was a nice guest house, and I stayed there for 6 days and recuperated and ventured around town a couple times. I started walking every day and got in a morning walk, so I needed to start walking because of my heart attack I had last year, and I sitting around in a cold winter in Tennessee, and I just wasn't getting any exercise. So I started walking and putting in about 7,000, 12,000 steps a day. And instead of just taking taxis to see the sights, I just walked. So I walked in the morning. And the mornings are easiest. It's cooler here in Vietnam in the morning. But it gets up to like 95 degrees in Saigon and in the southern part of Vietnam in the daytime, and it's extreme. As you can see, I rode a motorbike yesterday, and I'm got a big sunburn. My face is all sunburned. Now I know why they wear masks. Everybody wears masks when they're on the motorbikes in hoodies, and I'm like, why they wear hoodies and it's so hot? Why they wearing hoodies and masks? Well, that sun's intense, and when you get out in it for a little while, it will burn you. So be aware. Bring some sunscreen, and don't bring it in aerosol because they won't let that on the plane. So you have to bring the cream, and so bring some cream sunscreen and use it. You will get burned if you don't. And you can't find stuff like aloe vera. I know some people a girl got sunburned, and she ran around all day looking for some afterburn. And she couldn't find it. She said she's been everywhere and couldn't find any afterburn. They didn't even know what aloe vera was. So be aware that bring your own. And so I had a pretty good time. I recuperated, and I went and ate every day in the morning. They have meals in the morning mostly. By the afternoon, maybe some restaurants are open, but the street food, you can call it street food, the vendors set up on the sidewalks, and even the little restaurants that are open, they set up on the sidewalks too, and then it's like a sidewalk cafes, and you can get all kinds of different pho and all kinds of different stuff. And every morning they have a market where they sell vegetables and everything right in the street. Everybody sets up their little stall or just on the street, their little baskets, and they sell fresh vegetables right from the farm. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You can go every morning to the market and get your daily supply. And they start open early, like about 5, 6 o'clock, about daybreak, they're set up and ready to sell. So that was pretty interesting. I took my walks in the morning, and then by the afternoon I go back and go to bed and sleep, and then be up a few hours during the night because of my jet lag, trying to reposition myself for the time change. It was pretty difficult on me, but maybe if you're younger and not so old, it might only last a day or so for you. So I don't know. Everybody's different. Their system's different. But I decided one morning I was going to go to the Sky Tower. It's a big tower with a sky deck, and it's world famous. You can see it in a lot of pictures. It looks like about almost 2/3 of the way up, it looks like a helicopter landing pad on the building. So I would decide I was going to go up there, and I walked all the way there, and I got there, and the internet said it was open. I got there, nah, it wasn't open. So I lucked out there and I walked across the street and found a nice little restaurant and had some Vietnamese egg rolls. They're totally different here. Than egg rolls are different than the U.S. a spring roll, and so that's what I had with spring rolls. And in the United States, there are vegetables and stuff in it, but these were fried, deep fried, and they had meat inside them, ground up meat. I don't know what it was, probably beef, I think, but it might have been pork. It's hard, it's sort of hard to tell when stuff's ground up and mixed with different spices, but they were delicious. Had a dipping sauce that was like a sweet and sour dipping sauce, and they were excellent. So that day I just walked around and then found a flower festival and went for looking and took a few pictures at the flower festival, which I'll post a little later. All my photos, I'm gonna just post them at the end, and then I went to the War Museum and Ho Chi Minh Palace. I was just walking down the street and I found the museum, Ho Chi Minh Palace Museum, and went in there, and it was pretty interesting. I took some photos in there and a couple of videos. I'll post them after I get done yabbering my mouth here for a little while. So I'm sort of going to try to make a slideshow on the photos I took of those two places, and maybe throw some food dishes in here and there. So I hope you like the little slideshows and everything, and this first video is going to be about my first week and where I went and what I saw in the first week in Ho Chi Minh City, which used to be Saigon. People still call it Saigon, but most people call it Ho Chi Minh. So I'll let you see the videos of my pictures. Well, it's still early. It hasn't got jumping yet. It's only about 7 o'clock. This place will get crazy. Everything's still closed this morning. I got out to get out during it. It's still light out, or it gets too hot. Cool places. Not open yet. The buildings around here have pretty cool light displays on the skyscrapers. Saigon is alive at night. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but the streets all lit up, reflecting off the buildings. And we have the typical morning street market. Saigon is pretty wild. You have the old buildings and street places just mixed right in
with all the new. You have the old and the new all mixed together. They can be right side by side. My objective today is to go up to that tower platform over there. Don't know what this place is, but it is definitely a fortress. Well, I have arrived here. Time to go up. Well, it looks like I'm too early. It doesn't open till 9:30. It's a couple hours. So, at least I had a good morning walk. I'll try again another day. Well, I'm gonna eat at Fosaw. It was pretty heavy for breakfast, so I'm gonna try some Hanoi spring rolls and the famous egg coffee. Bon appetit. Well, I happened upon some kind of flower displays. They're close off the both sides of the streets, and everybody's dressed up. And coming to this park to see the flowers today, I guess. Well, it's 2026, and it seems that they're having this big flower museum or thing for the Happy New Year. This city is huge, and as you see over here, it just continues to grow. High rises are going up on the other side of the river. Well, I found a museum of Ho Chi Minh City. Cannon. Cool old car. Make a nice hot rod. Suicide doors. Some old coins. The reason they did this is so they could keep them all together.